What is one of the most fun bouldering grades out there, and why is it V5? Let's get into it. All right, welcome back to Go to Zero. My name is Ben, and you haven't heard from me for a minute, so we're gonna talk about that. But first, today we are getting into V5. 5 is really important. Why? Because I think it is just personally one of the most fun grades everywhere. It's a good balance of challenge, technical skill. Often you get some physical power in this space. There's a lot of things about V5 that to me are really important and honestly really fun. So with that said, what I'm going to challenge myself to do today is we're going to go through 5 V5s and I try to represent a variety of things, all leading up to what I've been working on. So what have I been working on and why have there not been that many videos? Because I'm working on an outdoor project right now. It's a V5. We went out again yesterday. I was originally hoping for the full send on it, but it turned out that Mother Nature had other plans because it was completely rained out. I did get the crux move and then I fell one from the finish, so we're hoping next weekend that will change. So today I'm going to be trying some different slab style, some overhang juggy stuff, basically just trying to hit a bunch of different styles of V5 and talk about why they're so much fun. So let's take a look, come on. So dusty. I mean, they're jugs, so I'm just being nitpicky. All right, so here we have an underhanging, or the closest to underhanging as I want to get, because just again where that cut on my finger is, I'm trying to not aggravate it during this. This one I think is really fun because it has some frictiony moves, then it goes to jugs, and then it has a little bit of a lefty crimp move, and then there's a lot of debate on how to do this next one. Some people go right, some people go match and then go across. I don't know, I don't think you need that much reach on it, especially with the big feet underneath. But really fun. Now, this one is definitely on the softer side of what we're looking at today, but it's also fun, right? And this is supposed to be both challenging and fun at this grade, at least to my mind. And that's why I think it makes a great example. As predicted, fun, swingy, dynamic to me, big moves. I like that kind of stuff, bigger holds, a little more challenge. I'm gonna try to look for more stuff like this when we get to the fall again. But really, really fun, well set. All right, so we're gonna work on this white one next. This is dual techs, which is interesting. This is the first gym I actually got to see these holds in person at, and they're just flat dual techs panels with, some of them have edges, some of them are flat, some of them have an in cut, and it makes for a really fun kind of vert climb. So, run through it. So one quick comment about the finish. Yeah, I can probably match it from the previous holds, but for shorter climbers, you're probably gonna have to come onto this one to get stabilized enough to match it, or throw a heel up on the right. So trying to do these in a way that I think will work for everybody, and also conserving energy because I'm pretty dead from yesterday. All right, so I want to catch this one because it's right at the entrance and this tends to get busy really fast. Honestly, it's probably on the softer end, but could this be a V5, especially if you're shorter? Absolutely. And it's really, really fun because this gym does a lot of comp style setting, is what I describe it. And this isn't very compy to me, and I like that little change of pace. So let's take a look. So that was fun. I mean, it's just a smooth movement all the way through, very consistent, and I feel like I'm getting this one pretty dialed down now. Talking about V5, I want to talk about the origin of the V-grade system. This is a system used in America. It was created by, I believe, John Sherman, also nicknamed Vermin. That's why it's the V scale. And John created that system in Waco Tanks, Texas, which is fortunate because I've climbed in Waco Tanks, Texas. So I know exactly what that grading looks like in real life. It's kind of fun to see. But note that it is a grading system that is used all over the US, and I believe outside of the US as well, although I don't have as much experience there. And the grading system goes right now from VB, or beginner, some gyms have that, to V0, and then it goes on and up the numbers through currently V17 being the hardest climbs out there. In gyms, generally don't see much more than V11, V12. This gym, it's usually V10 topping out. And that is a little information about the grading system. What I love about this V5 is this is really playful. Right? It hops around, it moves a lot, it goes into a Gaston at the end, and then a little finish. So, I don't know, I don't remember it being too crazy, but I guess we'll see. So one thing I noticed going up that I didn't mention was that these pockets are all dual techs, which makes it very interesting to pull against them for the start because you really only have thumb friction. But with dual techs, I'm sure people have said, the less chalky your hands are sometimes helps. And the rest are pretty chuggy, so I don't know that you need as much chalk for something like this. Like I have this one pretty dialed in, but I'm gonna brush it just to be on the safe side because this hold gets really bad really fast. But so this one's really cool because it has a lie back on really bad holds to start, kind of forces a thumb move. And if you look at these feet, I wouldn't get mad at the setter, but I understand why they did this because you really have to be careful how you step on these and that you have proper pressure or you will slide off. Trying the new Defies out, so this is kind of fun to put them up against this. Defies are usually a really good smearing shoe. These ones being more downturned, I'm curious if they'll still hold up in this space that I've been able to get my Chronos or Supras or whatever to work. I don't know, let's see how it goes. All right, so pretty fun, can't complain. Actually a very smooth movement, and the defies were able to smear everything pretty comfortably. I heard some clunking, so I know my footwork wasn't the greatest, but it went, so cool. All right, well, that wraps us up. I'm actually really surprised. I felt a lot stronger than I thought I would after climbing outdoors. It was good to go through that, and I just want to emphasize this, you know, obviously I don't expect everybody to climb V5. It really depends on what you want to do. Honestly, that's the line I tell everybody to try to shoot for. That's where it starts to be fun, right? V5 is just a really experimental space, even V4 and V6, and you really start understanding what all climbing is about. You can put together all the moves. There's a lot of coach guides out there, so I'm not trying to get into that space, but it's fun. All right, so as I said, we're working a project out in the valley at Moore's Wall, and unfortunately it didn't go, so we're gonna have to wait a little bit longer for that video to come out, and then I'm gonna be traveling afterwards, so I wanted to get something out, update everybody on what I'm doing right now. So thank you so much for tuning in, and don't forget to comment if you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, things like that. And I've said it before, but I'll say it again, small channel, subscription really does help us. Look forward to talking on the next video, okay? Thanks so much.